Incoming transmission.
Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion. It is the 13th of July, and this is what I've got lined up for you today. Yes, it's a Konami classic on the Super Nintendo, no less, and it is Super Castlevania 4. Absolutely love this game. Saying that, well, the Castlevania series has been pretty good, with there's some exceptions, I guess, to the rule. I think Castlevania 2 was a bit ropey. I will go back and review those at some point, but I thought it was time to shine. This is an absolute belter of a game. Love it. And it's quite nice because it's kind of kept along the original lines of Castlevania on the humble beginnings of the Nintendo Entertainment System. Let me just stick my name in here and then we can... oh, wrong button. How do I move that? There we go. Okay, so D, G, C. There we go. Right. Name's in. Let's begin. Ah, that's kind of reminiscent, isn't it? That's almost like the classic NES box art and title, which is really cool. I know it's retro in itself, but that's retro going into retro. That's brilliant. So, as you can see, whipping the candlesticks gives you the whip upgrades, and we get a bonus weapon already. Cool. Okay, so the hearts are the same as the as Castlevania on the NES, which is great. Probably follow the same lines. It'll probably be two or three whip upgrades. Let's see if we can defy this drawbridge. You shall not take me down, foul beast. Okay, maybe you will. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, poo. Never mind. Okay. Right, okay. Oh, that's nice. Alright, so we've got basically like a foreground and a background now to play with, which is cool. Oh, that was cool. Okay, so yeah, big difference here is now that you can whip in all directions, not just your straight ahead. You can now whip up, diagonally up, in all directions, and I think you can. Okay, that was cool. All right, it looks like you can actually just hold the whip button and then it goes loose, and then I think you can control your arm to be able to just move the whip in any direction that you like. I think that's really nice. I'm not quite sure what benefit it will have, but I'm sure we'll find out. How smooth is this game? It's awesome. Alright, so lots of interesting things going on here. So we've got the bats and skeletons. So we move in between the foreground and the background by moving through those gates, which is quite nice. Let's go back. Oh, they do respawn. Right, so mobs respawn when you come off the screen. Right, I'm going to have to go back through the gate again to get over that pit. So that's quite cool. So it's giving you a bit of stuff to do in the first level, which is nice, because it's kind of taken away that mundane, this is easy level, isn't it? A lot of games give you that sort of free pass. This is quite good, because it sort of gives you the thinking power on stage 1. Now we've got the boomerang. Sweet. Okay. So now we're inside the castle, but you can see outside the windows the castle's a bit downtrodden. Obviously the caretaker hasn't been around for a while. The skeletons explode in this big ball of flame, which is quite cool. I just picked up the axe. I'm not sure that's going to be doing me much good, but never mind, let's continue. Okay, so enemies can shoot through walls. That's an interesting little feature, isn't it? As I say, treasure bags and hearts are still there. Nice. They've taken... It's like playing a much more up-to-date version of the original Castlevania, which isn't a bad thing, ladies and gents. This is absolutely fantastic. Another game I played in my youth this one. I loved it then, and to be honest, coming back to it after all these years, it's still got that wow factor to it, which is great. I still have this impulse to whip every single candlestick that I see on the screen, but I'm not going to do that because it'll take up quite a lot of time, and I don't want to bore you guys with just whipping candles all the time. Let's see if we can get at least through this level, get a boss done. Oh, that was cool. Oh, right, yeah, I remember this. Right, so you can now latch onto those rings with your whip and swing across gaps, which I'm sure is just a little teaser at the moment to see what we can actually do later in the game. But you can see here, to get across this chasm, we can just whip that, and then we hold down the button, and we can launch ourselves across, that's really nice. I like that. That's cool. But you can see, nice scrolling, animation's very, very smooth, and the scrolling is exceptionally good, which is nice. Now, my only concern really is what happens if you get stuck going up and down. Is it the same sort of thing as Castlevania? Once if you're stuck on a ladder or a ramp or something like that, you're going up and down. Once you're sort of locked into that animation, if you get hit, is there anything you can do about it? I don't think so. So I've got a feeling it's probably going to get one of those frustrating things in the much later levels, because as you know, with the Castlevania series, these things do happen to ramp up in difficulty fairly quickly. So this is kind of your training grounds, I would say, which is lovely. Okay, so we shatter those and we continue on our quest through the castle. Oh, we're in the courtyard now. It's cool. As you can see, there's some things going on in the background there. We've got the moon up there, we've got the clouds passing by, there's a skeleton lying. There's so much detail going on here, which is great. I think we're going into the stables now, and those green things are dropping on my head, which is lovely. So, okay, so we're going to get as much treasure and stuff as we can, just to boost our score up, really. There's some treasure there, a few more hearts. It's fairly generous with treasure drops on horses' heads. That's nice, isn't it? Godfather, anyone? As long as I don't wake up with one in my bed, I think we're all good. So, yes, this is absolutely fantastic, and the music is absolutely amazing. I always loved the SNES because it's music-wise over the Mega Drive. I always found that it was much more beefy. You got like a real sense of bass to games when it on the soundtracks. I didn't get the same sort of thing from the Mega Drive. It was a bit more tinny, I found. Gameplay wise, I mean, there's not much difference between the two consoles. I want to look at our favourite things of Rive. If you don't know what these are, go and check out my NES review of Castlevania, because these things are the bane of my life. Horrible things. And look, they've come back with a vengeance. Great. I'm dead already. Okay, so these things, those Medusa heads, still a pain in the arse. But let's hope there's not too many. Oh, and they come from both sides this time. That's genius. Whoever thought that up, clap for you. Okay, but no, they're a bit easier to deal with, strangely enough, on this game. As I pile off into another ravine. No, it's done. That's cool. So they're a little bit more forgiving than the original game, which is nice, because they were really a pain in the backside on the original Castlevania. But yeah, I mean, such a good job has been done. The attention to detail's great. It's got a challenge to it, even though it looks fairly simple. I mean, if you hit one of those platforms I was just on, it flips over and basically you drop through the screen. That's it, you're dead. You can see you've got your health bar there, top left hand corner, and you've got your enemy health bar, which is now this boss, which is about to come onto screen. It's the horse. Yeah, so I think with this guy you've got to hit the horse in the head, and then I think the rider will dismount. As you can see, each time I smack him in the head, I'm actually getting some health off him. So we've got to take the horse down first, and then here we go. Now the rider is off, and we can smash him in the head a few times. That's quite nice. So basically he like reforms himself, splits himself apart, reforms himself. That's really nice. I like that. And there is the return of the power pill. I'm sure Pac-Man will be missing those, folks. But no, that's really good. Such a nostalgic feel to a much more up-to-date game. And the fact that you've now got more control over your character is absolutely fantastic. I mean, yes, we're talking about the NES here. It did have jump and whip and duck, and that was it. But this time you've got a lot more going for you. You've got a separate button for your secondary weapon as well now, because obviously the SNES had more buttons to play with. So you've actually got a dedicated button to doing that now. I think on the NES you had to push up and fire to be able to activate it. So now we're actually in the gardens. You can see now I've got hands that grip you from the ground. Spiders that drop down, yeah, that's quite nice. And also there's like tree people. Yeah, there's one. Predators roaming around here. Where's Arnie when you need him? Not here, get away. So yes, it's very, very cool. There's a really nice feel to this. It's like you never feel like you're overly safe playing Castlevania games. There's always something around the corner that's going to jump out at you and annihilate one of your lives. Now, lives you only get 3, I think, but you do get continues and I think password options as well. So you can sort of save your game in that respect. There wasn't an auto-save feature on Castlevania, but we can forgive that, can't we, guys? Because this is absolutely fantastic. And if you haven't played Castlevania 4, you need to. This, I would say, is a bucket list game. I might actually do a feature of bucket list games, because there's a few I've mentioned now in the short time I've been doing this show. By the way, welcome to all new subscribers. It's great to have you guys along. Hope you're enjoying the Retro Revival show and also the sub shows, Fan Page Friday and the Dungeon of Drax. By the way, if you've got any submissions for me, please let me know, either in the comments or you can find our Facebook page with the social media info at the end, or you can head over to Twitter, Facebook and all that stuff. So we're you know, you can find me easily enough. So Fanpage Friday, you give me a game to play, I'll play it, and you give me a score out of 5, and I'll see if my score matches yours. Submissions being taken now, guys, and Dungeon of Drax, which is basically the worst games in history, getting dropped into the dungeon, never to be seen or heard from again on this channel. So submissions being taken for all of those, guys, and I really do appreciate you subscribing and making this channel a bit bigger than it is now. So any new subscribers, you're all welcome here, guys, past and present. I appreciate each and every one of you. Anyway, this has been Castlevania 4 on the SNES. I've been Rich, and I suggest that you load it, love it, play it, and I'm sure you will not regret it. Anyway, that's it from me. I'll see you on Friday for a Dungeon of Drax. See you then, folks. Bye-bye.